it's Kathy, and welcome to another edition of Fast and Fabulous on Friday. Today, I'm going to show you this adorable birthday card using the Balloon Adventure stamp set. And it opens this way to your sentiment. Isn't that adorable? So let's get started because we don't have much time. We're going to be using the Balloon Adventures stamp set. We'll be using these 3 balloons, this sentiment here of no one deserves a happier birthday than you, and the let's celebrate. We'll also be using the balloon builder punch and the washi tape from the Party Animal suite out of the Occasions catalog. For paper, what we're going to need is 2 pieces of the Party Animal DSP, and they both measure 1 1/4 inches by 5 inches. We'll need 2 pieces of Pacific Point. They measure 1 1/2 inches by 5 1/4 inches. An oval, scallop oval cut with the 3 1/4 inch scallop oval out of the layering ovals. A scrap piece of Whisper White. A Whisper White piece that is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And then finally I'm going to move this out of the way. And we'll need a piece of the Emerald Envy, and this measures 5 1/2 inches by 7 3/4 inches. And then what we need to do is get out our cutter or something for scoring. I'm going to go ahead and use my cutter. And we are going to score along the 7 3/4 inches at 1 3/4. Make sure you're not using your cutting blade and you're using your scoring blade. And then at 6 inches. Just like that. And we're ready to go. So we'll fold these down on either side just like that. I'm going to go ahead and grab my bone folder and press those down. On this card, you really do want those pressed down as well as you can get them because you really want that to lay flat. Okay, and then let's go ahead and get our DSP pieces, and we can attach these as well. And these will go here. And there. And then those can be placed on the front of the card. Here. And there. Okay. So the inside of the card is the 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece, and I'm going to go ahead and put some washi tape pieces at the bottom. Want to put the confetti dots at the very bottom, and then I'm going to put a strip of the Emerald Envy just above that. Wrap the ends around, and we can go ahead and attach that to the inside of our card. Just like that. Okay, so on your scrap piece, we're going to go ahead and do some stamping with the 3 balloons. And I've got Crushed Curry, Pacific Point, and Emerald Envy that we're going to be working with. Now, on this solid image here, if you're having trouble getting a real smooth impression of ink. Here's a tip for you. We're going to go ahead and do one of those in the crushed curry. So we'll do that first because it's the lighter of the colors. But take your Versamark, this is just your regular Versamark ink pad, and ink it with that first. It helps to grab the ink and make it solid. And then I'm going to stamp this down here, and I'm going to real quickly slide a pad underneath a foam piece since we are working with photopolymer. I'll get this inked back up. And look how much nicer and smoother of an image you get. I'm going to go ahead and clean that because I'm going to go into a different color ink. And so I will use the Emerald Envy. And I'm going to go ahead and re-ink a little bit with Versamark. And then the Emerald Envy. And you get a much more consistent stamping. And okay, so on the polka dot one, I'm going to do a Pacific Point one. Clean that, and I think I will do an Emerald Envy one. And then with the stripe, I'll do a Pacific Point one. Clean it, and then do a crushed curry. Now, if you're wondering about the wipes I'm using, I use the Costco Kirkland brand. That is the one that has no alcohol or fragrance in it. And it seems to work really well, and I haven't had any trouble with it with my stamps. So now I'm going to start punching balloons out. So we'll go ahead and do that real quickly. And I always try and figure out which way it's going to be going into my punch, and that's why, so I stamp it in that direction. So I'm not ever having to worry about going from the wrong direction and getting part of my images punched from the other punch location. So I'm actually only going to use 5 of these 6. So we've got all our balloons. I have 5 pieces of the white baker's twine, and it is cut to 3.5 inches. And I'm going to go just at the very bottom and put them all together and tie a knot. So I got to get them all through the loop. There we go. And we're going to just tie them together in a knot, just like that. All right. We'll get some glue dots. And I'm going to attach one to the back of the ribbon here and place that right there on my scallop circle. And now we can feather these out and start to decide where we want our balloons. And I'm going to go ahead and attach the back ones to the piece flat, and then pop up a couple of them. So I think I'm going to pop up these two, which means these are going to go this way. So I'll take and place one of the strings here in the center, and then this is the one that I'm going to use there. And I'll get some fast fuse. And place it down right like that. Now I'll take another string over here and place it out here and just trim it a little bit because I don't need it to be that long. And that one will be this one here. And I'm just putting glue at the bottom portion. And that's going to be over here like that. And then this one here. Be there like that. And then these two are going to go up on dimensionals, but I'm going to decide where I want them to be and attach their dimensionals. So I want it about right there. So I'm going to put the thread behind the dimensional. Just place it on there. And I want it about right there. Trim off this excess. I'm going to just, because there is ribbon, place one more dimensional there. I'm going to move this one over to this side so that they're not matching color. So this guy will go over here and be about like that. Trim our excess. Just like that. Okay, now this can go on the front of our card here. Now we're only attaching this top section, not down here. So we're going to put some dimensionals across the top here. You could also just fasten it down directly if you didn't want this popped up quite so much. And place that down here, just like that. Okay, now we can stamp the Let's Celebrate, and let's go ahead and stamp that in the Pacific Point. And we'll close our card up and then line it up just in the center here. Just like that. And then using the Emerald Envy, we'll take and stamp the sentiment, and we're going to place it behind where it will close. So we'll stamp right there. I didn't get a good impression because I didn't put my pad below, so I will fix that off camera. But you get the idea. And so when it closes, you have no idea the sentiment is there. Isn't that cute? Hope you enjoyed that on Fast and Fabulous Friday. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next week.